Hello, love wrestling. It's Thursday night. It's 8 p.m. And you know what that means. It's another new episode of Between Two Beards.
Can we start off with the biggest news of the week? The Rats lost! If you've got the budget, I've got the time.
There he is.
Hey, boss!
There's the boss.
Hey!
The man with the finest beard on this screen.
Canadian men, boys, shut the hell up. Let me talk.
You see, the Rads are resourceful. When I got beef with somebody, I can find a way to talk to them.
And listen between two beers.
Hello, love wrestling. It is Thursday night. It is 8 p.m. And y'all know what that means.
Woohoo! What does it mean?
It is the first
First.
Between Two Beards episode of 2024. We are going to have a year in review tonight of 2024.
What a year it's
What
been.
a year it's been, bro. There's a lot to talk about. It's been long.
And the beardy goes to...
Yeah. But no, Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of the new year. How was the new year for you, Plug? How was the week? How was New Year's? How did you celebrate the new year?
I fell
was
asleep.
I was asleep.
I had to work the New Year's Day, so I went to bed early, but we stopped by a friend's house and hung out for a little bit. Mrs. Pluggo, speaking of which, in the chat saying, don't forget to buy a notebook. Yes, I need to buy a wrestling journal. That's what I need.
There you go.
And then we got Sullivan in the house. Wild year. Now Ryan Sullivan of the Mark Order podcast.
Yes.
What's up, brother? But yeah, so I didn't do much. I kept really basic, and then I worked all day. New Year's Day.
Same, bro.
And then that was that. And then, of
Yes.
course, Michigan won their football game, which I was none too pleased about as a Notre Dame fan. I like it when Michigan isn't good. So, yeah, so far there's not been any exciting news in the new year. What about you?
Yeah. A lot of the same. As Spencer says, yes, in a few weeks away, I will be up north.
Yeah.
You'll
You'll get to learn about Canada firsthand. Will this be your first time in Canada?
No.
Oh.
I have been to Canada a handful of times, but I've only been to Montreal because it's like a 4.5 drive.
Montreal Canadiens.
You can no fuck the Canadians. Oh, I said it before in 10 minutes. We're screwed.
Oh, see, way to go. There you go.
yeah,
We need super chats for the swear jar, fam.
You can't talk sports with me before the 10-minute
So
mark.
what we
10 to
need,
1.
fans, is we
I'm
need
gonna
the
blow
likes. We need to get to 15 likes today, and we need a super chat to offset JPJ swear jar.
There you go. Even Joel Pearl in the chat saying sounds like a bad idea.
Good idea.
JPJ don't come to Canada. Spencer agreeing. Agreeing. I'm supposed to stay with Spencer when I'm up there, so if he doesn't think I should go, maybe I shouldn't. I don't know.
He said, "Oh shoot, that's from his burner."
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably in trouble now because I dropped an F-bomb before we even hit the 4
He's gonna make you sleep in his closet. He's gonna make you sleep in his closet. So here's what I'll need from you in a few weeks. When you're at Spencer's house, I'm going to ask you questions about his home.
Okay.
Like, which way we did the which way is the toilet paper thing. So I'm going to come up with some interesting Spenny Love. Get in the mind of Spenny Love type deals. Does he have a room that he's explicitly told you don't go into? It's locked, and then he's like, I'm going to run to the market. And then you stand there and you stare at that do not enter door. And then you enter it. Then you're, magically whisked away to another time dimension or something. Like, we're going to have some fun with that. Ken Dolsky, what's up? Deep freeze in Canada right now.
Is it?
Isn't it always frozen in Canada? Isn't that the joke?
Yeah. I mean, I am going up to Edmonton at the end of January. So
I feel you in the house in New Island.
I think that is the very, very cold time. But I'm used to it. I live in the Northeast. We get them cold.
Yeah. For those uninitiated, if you happen to be listening to this or you stumble across this podcast, we are the United States division of Love Wrestling.
We are.
CA, which stands for Canada.
Correct. I don't even know where to go with this, bro.
You're going to Canada. You're going to be in the boss's lair. You're going to be.
I am.
You're going to be going to our two big shows coming up. We got the Oil Rumble at Rogers Place and LPW 22. And there's a clandestine wrestler. Clandestine. I can't speak. New Year's same Pluggo. He's illiterate and he can't speak. The Clandestine Wrestling Society show on the Thursday before. All of it is now available on IWTV. So head over to IWTV.
Yeah.
And watch
all the LPW stuff. Get caught up. They're all amazing shows. Go check it out. And
if that's not enough for you, we have a Patreon with all that Clandestine Wrestling shows up and running right now. Head over to Love Wrestling on the Patreon and sign up today for only a couple bucks if you want to.
Yeah. It's worth the investment. I assure you it is worth the investment. But
New Year, same Pluggo. I'm a killer at the ad reads.
It will be my first time out to that side of Canada. I've only been to, like I said, Montreal. Because the drinking age in America is 21 years of age.
Yes.
The drinking age in Canada, or at least when I was of this age, it was 18. I think that's still the case. I'm not sure. So Montreal was not, and you didn't need a passport back then either. You didn't need a passport to get up there. The border. So up from the ages of 18 to 21 into my early 20s, Pluggo, I know someone just popped in the back. We'll bring him on in a second.
He's giving us the finger wave like he's not ready.
Yeah, no, it's fine. We're gonna.
This would be our first official unannounced guest of the year. Which, if you've been a part of this program,
I know why he's here. I know why he's coming.
Oh, you know why he's here.
Yes,
you didn't tell me. You didn't tell the other beard.
Well, we'll get to it. We'll get to it in a minute.
Are we fighting already?
No,
Mom and Dad are fighting 7 minutes into the program?
No.
So I need to go all Nia Jax on your ass?
What? No.
Okay.
But we are having a coronation tonight.
Coronation?
Yeah, this is the 2024 year in review.
Oh, yes.
And you know what happened?
Based on who's right there at the bottom of the screen, I think I know what we're talking about.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Because on Monday,
this is a great idea.
After football this weekend, there was a champion crowned in our Between Two Beards Fantasy Football League.
And it wasn't us.
I'm glad he won because his team in real life is certainly not going to win this year. So I'm glad that he has some sort of football pride to fall back on. And I thought, why not? Let's have an official coronation of the 2023.
First time we've ever done this.
Yes. The 2023 Fantasy Football Champion of the Between Two Beards Fantasy Football League, one Lawrence Cartier. Oh, I
gotta change. They say, personally, I don't see how success has changed me at all.
Not at all.
I'm just happy that I could do charity work by showing up on this stream. You know, I am quite benevolent as the 2023 Fantasy Football Champion. I'm pretty sure at a record at 11-3, just cruising through the entire year. You seem to be looking something on my shoulder. Yeah, that was a gift from a friend called Paul. You might know him. He just sent that over express mail.
Paul.
Just Paul. We're on first name basis.
We're on first name basis, Paul.
So, and then I have to. So for those that don't,
Sullivan, it was 100% necessary.
Look, he's a sad, broken person.
I am a broke. And when we talk about football, this is the hardest season I've had in 22 years of my life, guys. All right, can we feel bad for me for a split second?
Nope.
I know all of the rest of you losers, because you never won anything in your goddamn life, even though the Eagles actually beat us.
Beat the Patriots. Yep.
Oh, we beat you once too. So we're
the
even.
Greatest Super Bowl ever.
We're even. Tom Brady threw for 500 yards and lost that game.
But he can't catch, motherfucker.
He can.
You know who can?
But you guys can run illegal plays, and your quarterback can catch it.
That was a perfectly legal play.
But anyway, what I'm trying to say.
Our lawyer moving on up. He's now a fantasy football champ. And I thought drafting Jalen Hurts in the first round was a huge mistake.
I mean, it probably still was.
You drafted all Eagles players for the first 4 rounds, and somehow
I drafted 2 Eagles players. No, 3. I also drafted. Actually, I ended up cutting him.
What loyalty?
Elliott.
What loyalty?
Ken over here saying that he's a Bengals fan. Yeah, they had a tough year without Joey B.
Yep.
Spencer, Spencer, are you sure about having both these guys at your place? Yeah, that's going to be a wild time. Some stuff might get stolen.
You think? I'm not a thief.
Just take something, like one spoon.
Are you calling me a thief?
I'm saying you have the potential to be a thief if you chose to be. I didn't say you were.
Anybody can be anything.
Exactly. Anybody can be anything. They put their minds to it. So, as the reigning, defending B2B Fantasy Football Champion of 2023, what can we look for from you in 2024?
I'll be honest. More charity work. Just partying, hobnobbing with the stars. I've got multiple people in my DMs wanting to see the champ. Everyone, there's a thing. When we're on the bottom, no one wants to deal with you. The second you become champ, everyone's blowing up your phone. Sure. But the price has gone up, baby.
Oh, wow. The fee has risen. This
appearance right here for B2B has cost Spencer, I can't even say, because, I don't want to make you both feel bad in the thing, but it's cost Love Wrestling a lot of money to have the fantasy football champion on.
Well, we need to get those likes up and them super chats in to help offset not only JPJ's swearing, but Lawrence's appearance fee has apparently tripled.
Yeah. Quadrupled. Let's be clear.
Quadrupled.
Who authorized this? It wasn't me this time, Spencer. This was JPJ's dude. You heard it. Rewind the tape. He said he didn't even tell me about it.
No, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. We never discussed finances. So, wow, Lawrence is now the CEO of Budget Blowing. Wow.
Because Spencer did make me power of attorney when he was drunk in Montreal one night. That was a massive. He gave me his power of attorney. I have signed many legal documents in his name.
When I'm up in Edmonton, that's what I'm waiting for. The drunken nights where I can get Spencer to sign some contracts.
Yep.
Hey, I need to renew my. Can you just? Yep, right there. Thank you. All right, cool. All right, let's go get some pierogies. Let's go. Let's go. That when I found out there were so many pierogi places in Edmonton, that I was already at a level 12 excitement, and then I heard pierogies is one of the foods of the city. I'm like, that's all right. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm having pierogies every day. A different type of pierogi every day. So that's what I'm doing. But
also, congratulations, Pluggo, on your 9th place finish, I believe.
Wow, I finished middle of the pack. I think I was 5th or 6th or something like that.
I had some issues there with the putting the ball in the end zone. That thing that's important.
I mean
I drafted on paper the best team in the preseason, but that's why you play the games.
I'm just going to point this out that Spencer just put up. And if you the WWS show that's ran by Lufisto in Quebec, and if you stay tuned to social medias for a certain show on Saturday mornings with me and Blair for Exposure, we'll have some news about that show coming up as well.
Oh, that's what we call a tease. That's what we call a tease.
Lawrence, he's saying let them break
He's saying let them break the news, Lawrence.
Ken is saying poutine is the only food in I'm assuming in Canada. Now, I don't know if I've had poutine. Obviously, not in Canada.
You never had poutine?
I don't think so.
It's not. Let's be clear here. You keep saying Canada. It's a Quebec food. It's poutine is from Quebec. If you're having it in Ontario, you're having some shitty dish with like Kraft cheese and a sorry excuse for a gravy.
Holy
it's
moly.
truly a crime against. Like, I will go full French. Mon tabarnak, je veux parler en français. Si tu manges une fois une poutine en Ontario, viens plus à Québec. Viens plus à Québec.
Wow. That was a heel promo, you know? That was a heel.
What's the news that the boss wants you to break, or that wants us to break? What's the news?
Yeah. What is the news?
What are we talking about here? You got news, Lawrence? Are you here for other things?
I literally have no other news other than being champion.
He said,
let
them break the news, not us, he said. But let's promote the frig out of it because the new ring announcer rules. All right, well, there we go. We got Colt popping in, saying, good evening, gents.
Good
Happy
evening,
New
Colt.
Year to you.
Go follow Culp Sports Corner on Facebook. We love our day one.
Only Spencer has news. There we go.
Oh, okay, got it. All right. I was like,
hey,
yeah, I was wondering, did I do something wrong? Wrong. I'm the champ. I can't do anything wrong. I'm gonna let you guys go.
Hey,
I'll see you next, you nerds. Suckers.
Jokes on Spencer. That French promo, he just blew all the spoilers for the next 8 LPW shows.
He did. All right.
So if you're good at translation, I didn't know that was coming. That was awesome. But hey, if you're in the chat, we're at 9 likes. Let's get us to 15. We need 6 more. I'm feeling it's a new year. People are probably still hungover. I didn't expect to have Lawrence pop in, which is always a good time. We love Lawrence. Go check out Cheap Pop on this very channel.
Yes.
He's got one up right now with Veda Scott and Speedball Mike Bailey, and I think there's another one coming down the pipe relatively soon.
Hell yeah.
He's going to be unbearable to deal with for the next 364 days. He's in the back. He can hear me. He's laughing. He's still in the producer room.
Bro, I gotta stay with him.
Yeah, he's going to rub that championship.
I gotta stay with him. I gotta gotta deal with that on the regular. So yeah, in January, and I think we're linking up in Mania too. God Almighty.
Yeah, you're
well, you know, geez Louise. But yeah, we had a lot of stuff go down, Pluggo, since last we talked.
Yeah, and here's where we're. Hold on, let me
chug.
I don't want to chug it because I need it because we're gonna have a lot to talk about, and I don't have a lot left.
What was that you? You're gonna do something like
that's me going.
You should hear Pluggo and I before the show. We're just in different octaves, just trying to get. Oh, brother, Sully, we got a crew coming down for Mania, bro. It's only a 5-hour ride for me. I'll be there either from the Wednesday night or Thursday morning through Tuesday. I think Spencer is flying down. He's going to be there on the 3rd through the 9th. Lawrence is coming. Yeah, man. We'll be there. We'll be at the Mania, and I'm meeting you in person, brother. The devil has arrived, baby.
Baby, what's good, brother?
Speak of the devil.
Well, here's what I was going to say. That was a perfect segue. Now we got all segues every which way. But Ryan said, so you're coming down for Mania, huh? You're going to Mania, JPJ. Guess who else is probably going to be at WrestleMania? None other than Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Dwayne. Okay. Is this where we're starting? We have to, right?
Listen. We have to.
Okay.
Not only did he show up at day 1 and talk shit to Jinder Mahal, who I love.
I thought Jinder did great. I thought Jinder was great in that segment.
He absolutely killed it.
Yes, he was the perfect guy to get out there and
I think
get
we
that
need to
crowd
put up
really.
the back. We need to put back up the proper.
Oh yeah, we do
for the Rock talk. For the Rock talk. Yeah, our beautiful
our normal pretty one.
Yeah, there. It's proper fitting for the Brahma Bull, the great one.
Okay.
He comes back. Yeah. Jinder. Well, they say the champion is here. Champion is here. Jinder comes out.
Yeah, perfect.
I'm like, ha ha ha.
You see some of those videos of the fan reactions? Like, yes, just one guy's on his phone, he's ready, he's like, all right, and then Jinder's music hit, and he just
And just like Lawrence was 5 minutes ago, Jinder was unhinged, as Spencer said.
Yeah.
And
You
then
cannot hinder Jinder.
all of a sudden, do you smell? The Rock comes out.
Yes, he does.
Okay, cool. There was rumors he was in San Diego or for the Rose Bowl area. He's in the Rose Bowl area promoting the XFL.
Well, he was
thing.
at the Rose Bowl for the college football game with Pat McAfee earlier in the day.
And they were in San Diego, so it was close. So there was a rumor he might pop in. He does Rock things. He calls him a day one douchebag, yada, yada, yada. He does all the Rock tropes.
And here
he blows him up with a people's elbow and then decides to tell San Diego he's going out to eat. Yeah. And I'm sitting there like, all right, good story, bro. I mean, you're the Rock. So you can say whatever.
Yeah. So
and he goes, I don't know where I'm going to sit. Mm-hmm. Am I going to sit at a booth? Am I going to sit at a bar? Yeah. Maybe I'll sit at the head of the table. And I went, what? He said, what? You know what that means, JPJ.
Yeah, I mean, it means that, well, it could mean a lot of things.
Well, you tell me what it means because I've heard a lot of things and I got to know.
Listen, it could mean that we are going to get the Rock and Roman. Now, ever since this has happened, there are people saying that it might happen at Elimination Chamber in Australia. Or it might happen at WrestleMania.
And they're so adamant. Both sides are fighting.
Again.
Fighting this.
They all aren't.
If we want to talk about last year, I know we're here to talk about 2024, but I remember us sitting in a similar spot in 2023 going, well, if you have the Rock in tow for Mania, you got to do Rock and Roman at Mania. You got to do it. You put Cody to the back burner. It's Rock and Roman. Cody's got to finish the story. Blah, blah, blah.
As well about Cody.
Now we're sitting here going, well, you can't leave Cody out of Mania because you got the Rock. They got to do it at the Chamber.
Well, Roman, listen. Roman needs to lose that belt, and he needs to lose that belt to nobody else but Cody Mother effing Rhodes.
Can I ask?
It's the only guy he should lose the title to. Don't care.
Ophelia, I'm going to talk about that for sure.
Yeah, because I have a feeling Pluggo is on. It feels that way, Ophelia.
Put it up on the screen. Ophelia's a Patreon member, so she gets the perk to get her comment guaranteed on the screen.
Yeah,
love her
because so American fans don't think
either super chat or sign up for Patreon. But because that I will say this, I do think that does play a factor because if you're in the West Coast, the show will start at 3 a.m. That main event kicks off at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. That is a tough sell for the American market. But that said, it is the Rock and Roman. It is in front of 70,000 people if you do it at the Chamber. I personally don't think you do it there. But I'm okay with it. But are you going to get up and do that? Are you going to be up at 6 a.m.?
I get up. That's everyday life for me.
Are we doing breakfast with beers that day?
That's everyday life for me for the shoot job is waking up early like that. So I probably won't have an issue. I'll probably treat it like a work day, and I'll set an alarm, and I'll be like, okay, it starts at 4:30 a.m. Eastern. If I am working at my earliest, I am at work at that time. That's the time I arrive at work.
Yep. So that's a 1
I can just treat it as boom. Now, Bebe said something, and I've heard this around, but Bebe said, how about Cody beats Roman, and then The Rock tells him he's not worthy of some sort, and that's where the feud starts. Now, I saw this when the Rock was on the Pat McAfee show the first time, because The Rock showed up on SmackDown late last year.
Yeah, with McAfee.
With McAfee, right? He was asked about the Roman stuff, and he said, I think he said something along the lines like, hey, it could be a possibility.
They had Mania plans at 39, but they couldn't make it happen.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't come to a proper story. But it's in the cards.
But he said something along the lines like of it possibly like would have been starting at WrestleMania or something like that.
Yeah.
So what if, The Rock did the little tease the other night, and what if it doesn't start until WrestleMania? What if you go through this WrestleMania stretch like normal, The main event of WrestleMania is Cody and Roman. Roman loses, and WrestleMania ends with The Rock coming out and taking the necklace from Roman. Or telling or saying something along the lines like Bebe said of, "You're not the head of the table." And then that's how they start.
Yeah.
Now, I don't see a version. If you're getting The Rock to come back, I can't imagine that they wouldn't have it happen at WrestleMania, because it's WrestleMania and it's The Rock. That's the only thing where I'm like, how can it not happen at WrestleMania if they have this good to go? They're checked off. It's happening.
And I'm not one to save matches. I think if you got a hot match, you take the match, because a lot can happen from X to Y to Z. But this is one where I just feel like it feels like it's Mania. I know the Elimination Chamber, 70,000. It's a big deal. It's going to be huge. But you got Ryan saying, that they wanted, that Jeremy earlier from Fightful said that, they want The Rock doing an American press tour.
Of course.
And I know that, I'll wake up either way for it. I'm going to make sure that I'm readily available for it. Breakfast with Pluggo. We'll watch along together as a team, whatever. I don't care. I'm in. I'm going to watch because I'm a diehard fan. But are you gonna grab that casual Rock fan to go, oh, that's it, I have to get up at 1 a.m. for a wrestling show to see The Rock?
Yeah.
And I'm not knocking it. I don't care. I'm down either way. I'm just thinking like they would think. But again, here we go. We're in this vortex now of like, well, we've got the Rock now, but we still got to make it right with Cody. And it's like,
yeah.
I don't know if they do.
Well, here's the thing.
I really don't.
And I feel you just said it, and Roman made a point of it. The head of the table, the Roman Rock story is not about the world title. It is about who is the head of the Samoan dynasty, who is the head of. It has nothing.
But in
to
Roman's
do
mind,
with the belt.
in Roman's mind, the reason he's the head of the table is because he is the champ and he doesn't lose and he beats everybody. So if he's taking L's to Cody and then facing The Rock, it does take a little bit off of it.
But he's going to beat The Rock. I know.
Right, but if he's already,
Ken
but
says
if he
The Rock
lost,
will beat Roman, I do not believe that. The Rock.
but
will
if he
put
lost
over
a
Roman.
month, let's say he loses the Elimination Chamber to Cody Rhodes and then goes into Mania against The Rock, yeah, it's still going to be huge, but it's still going to be a little less of a monumental moment because it's like,
Yeah,
well, you did just lose, and now you got this old guy calling you out.
Bringing it back to like what Bebe said. What if it starts at Mania? What if Roman loses to Cody at Mania, and then one of your big matches at SummerSlam for no belt is Rock and Roman?
I don't know if he's still hanging in the chat, but Spencer did say last year that if you have The Rock and you have Roman at WrestleMania, it's got to be for the title. They're gonna you want that WWE Championship in all of that press. You want that belt with Rock, with Roman. We know Roman's going to beat The Rock. We know The Rock's not going to be WWE champion.
I just think
you want that visual at all those press tours. You want that. You want him on ESPN with that belt. You want him at, Kathy Lee and Regis with that belt if that's still a show. You know what I'm saying. You're not the head of the table if you don't have the title. That's how I feel like how Roman Reigns feels. Like, I've got it, so I'm the head of the table. I'm doing the damn thing. I'm putting the food in the mouth. He doesn't have that belt. He loses a little bit. I don't know what you do. I really don't. And it's crazy because I said it on Monday, there is so many ways you could slice this pie to make this work but I don't think any of them are bad. You want to figure out a way to get Cody the belt? Okay. You want to do Rock and Roman at Mania? Great. I just but at the same, you want to do it at the Chamber? Do it at the Chamber. We're going to get it either way. It's going to be dope, but I just don't know how you're going to end up making all these people happy. Plus, if Roman can get through Mania, let me backtrack. Let me cook a little bit. Let me cook my mind. It would be too cookie cutter for Cody Rhodes to win the Royal Rumble 2 years in a row, do the challenge to Roman thing, go to WrestleMania, and win it. Everybody'd be like, oh, predictable, which predictable doesn't mean bad. But, WWE's probably like, well, that's kind of that's the same story we told last year, only he wins this time. What if we get through Mania, we let Roman get closer and closer and closer to that Hogan record at SummerSlam, and then we figure out a way to get Cody there. I don't know. I'm just throwing out things because it sounds The Rock doesn't come out on Raw and say that if they're not going to do the match.
They're definitely going to do the match.
Yeah, like I just don't know.
They're definitely going to do the match.
In the chat, where do you want it? Elimination Chamber or at Mania? Let us know.
You know how this could have all been avoided?
And I'm trying to adjust my chair while we...
Do you know how this could have all been avoided?
Yes, I do. Please tell us. New Year, same JPJ. Tell us, baby.
This could have all been avoided if you just would have had Cody Rhodes win it last year at WrestleMania.
Hold on.
The easiest decision you could ever make in the palm of your hands.
I'm spitting all over everything tonight.
And you didn't do it because like a child, you saw a giant number with fireworks and went, oh, we need to get him there.
Hey, we love fireworks on this program.
We
Be
do.
careful.
We are pro fireworks. Except in this instance. And you made a stupid decision. Old man Vince McMahon made a dumbass decision. And now a year later, we're all, it's like, oh, we're super pumped. But how did they do this? How did they do that? What's going to happen? This is now that it could have all been avoided. It could have all been avoided. Cody could have just won last year. Done his own thing. You could have done everything that Roman has done to this point. He did not need the title to do since WrestleMania. Has not needed the title to do anything that he's done.
Right. And I also saw
that he's done.
And I also saw a lot of discourse on the Twitter sphere of like, well, they did this match at this pay-per-view. They did this big match at this pay-per-view. But yeah, that was years and years ago. Their business model now is we put these absolute juggernauts on these pay-per-views.
Oh.
So it's tough. And I mean, we're sitting here again in the Cody conundrum. What do you do with Cody? How do you make it work if you get him there? A lot can happen. A lot can happen from now to Mania. Maybe they do do it at the Chamber. Rock, Roman, he beats The Rock, goes on. Cody slays the guy that beat The Rock. It is the head of the table and has been beat. That's also a possibility. I'm trying to get there, but it's like if they wait till Mania, which it feels like they might, you might get The Rock at Elimination Chamber, but I don't know if he's going to wrestle at the Chamber.
Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to find out.
I mean, the Elimination Chamber is before the XFL UFL season, whatever they're calling it now, and then Mania is at the beginning of that. So maybe he's unavailable, but then again, that is great promotion for your UFL to be at WrestleMania fighting for a title.
It is.
But poor Cody, man. But again, I don't know,
bro. I swear. Like,
give me in your heart. What do you think they're gonna do? Don't just. What do you?
I only
think
can give what I want. I only can give.
Don't give me what you want. Give me what you think they're gonna do, because I know what you want. We've talked about it for a better part of the year. I want you to tell me what you think they're gonna do. By the way, we hit 10 likes. Let's get 5 more, and then let's go to 20. We're only 30 minutes into our show. Let's tell your friends, share the live, hit that like button. Let's go, baby.
I mean, I think, honestly, if it makes the most sense in all aspects from a business point of view and whatever to do the match at Mania. If you got The Rock coming back and you have officially signed off that he's fighting Roman, the match should take place at Mania. But, yeah, again.
20 likes will get an LPW EOK Oil Rumble match announcement. So if you want an upcoming LPW match announcement, and he has the graphic, Spencer has the graphic, he's going to upload it. We don't even know what it is.
We don't.
I want to see it. So if you can get some friends, tell your friends to stop by.
If we can get to 20 likes, we will have a match announcement.
We need 9 more.
Mike, no, it's a 2024 year in review. So we're reviewing the great year that's been 2024 so far.
What's he talking about?
But that's
highlight episode. Should I tune out? No, Mike, you should tune in. By the way, go over to Mike's channel on Indeed on the Fightful Overbook. They had a killer killer interview
Yeah, they
with
did.
Effie.
Who rules?
Who rules?
Normand.
Who rules?
Normand.
Normand,
I saw
baby.
his alter ego, Normand.
A third match, Affiliate Pain? Yes, a third match. We're going big in 2024.
We sure
so,
are.
yes, we had The Rock, we had Roman, or no, we had The Rock tease Roman at day one. Overall, though, if I'm being honest, day one I thought was fun. That's one of the first Raws I've seen live all the way through in a long time.
Yeah. And
the CM Punk one was the other one, and I was a little disappointed because I stayed up for that promo, but yeah, I usually watch the shortened version.
You know what I liked right off the bat? I think I put something on Twitter about it, but I loved how the show started off with Wade Barrett and Michael Cole in the ring. I thought that was it was a little thing, but the fact that they were in the ring, like, oh, tonight's day one, I was like, that's cool. They should do that more often. That made the show immediately. I mean, obviously they were promoting it as a bigger than normal Raw, but with them in the ring like that small little change in detail, I thought it made the show feel 10 times bigger to me right away. I was like, yep, all right, this feels like a big deal. And then we had what I want to give props because I thought this match was great. Nia Jax and Becky Lynch.
Yes.
Nia Jax and Becky Lynch. You're wearing a Becky Lynch shirt, I can see.
I love this shirt. The one where she went to jail.
Yeah.
Her mug shots.
Yep.
Yeah. So they start off with Cole and they start out with Wade Barrett, which I thought was dope. And I was like, all right, this is cool. Big night feel. I like that. Especially, I think you need more of that in your weekly programming across all of wrestling just to keep your fans into it. And then you start off with Becky, and I was like, all right, we're going to get Becky Nia right off the gate. And I was looking more forward to this match than maybe some were because I know how people feel about Nia Jax. But, I mean, I just thought, okay, 5 years, we'll see what they're going to do. I thought
with the story and, them doing the video package back to the listen, however you feel about Nia Jax in general, that punch and that unfortunate accident that happened, that elevated Becky Lynch. That brought Becky Lynch to a different level. That whole segment where the blood and her standing there with the bloody face and she looked like such a badass. And it was right at the perfect time when she had just done that elevated her to a different level. You can make a strong argument that if that accident doesn't happen, that ascent is easily not the same for Becky Lynch. And so I thought that history and the way that worked, it felt like a big match. And I'm going to tell you what, I might be the idiot, but I was shocked that Nia Jax won clean.
I wasn't, clean. Shocked. If you say clean, I
could not believe it.
When that three count hit, Becky's all busted up and not looking as badassery as she did 5 years ago. I was like, oh, it made sense that Nia won from you probably want to keep telling the story standpoint. But yeah, clean as a whistle. She hits her with the hook, bonsai drops on her, or that bonsai bomb, whatever she calls it. 1, 2, 3. And it's and Becky just looked completely defeated. Oh my God, where do I go from here? So it's kind of interesting. I because, a lot of people, we were talking about Mania with The Rock, Roman, Cody, and stuff. A lot of people were saying it's Rhea and Becky at Mania. But Becky starting off the year with a big loss to Nia Jax. Her redemption story is going to start, so we'll see how she gets there. Maybe she, I don't know if I still got it. I don't, maybe she goes down that road. Who knows? But it was
win the Royal Rumble.
Maybe she needs to, enter the Rumble, win the Rumble. It was a good match. It was a good start to the show. I was like, holy shit, let's go.
Yeah, I thought it was good. Not only did we see the return of The Rock at day one, Pluggo, we saw the return of the awesome Truth at day one.
Yeah, we did. I was like,
can I tell you that I nearly shit myself laughing when our Truth did the "I'm sorry, Miz, I love you." When he was gonna
moment of the year,
I literally almost lost control.
We were gonna be sitting here
so hard
in 51 weeks having our 2024 Beardy show, and that might still hold up.
It was so good. It was hilarious. God bless our Truth. God bless him. Really,
dude. Truth. I know people.
A+. He's A+.
He's fantastic, and I know people like to when they talk about favorite wrestlers, like to talk about like the most technically sound, this, that, and the other. But R-Truth plays his role so well. He's willing to go anywhere you need him to go, do anything you need him to do, and he always hits it out of the park. And it's so damn good. You know what else is damn good? We're at 15. If we get 5 more likes, we'll drop that LPW news,
we're
guys.
dropping LPW news.
So smash that like. Tell your friends to come by. If you got a burner account like Spencer claims he has, hit the burner account.
I just love how R-Truth refuses to believe that JD McDonough is part of Judgment Day.
He did lose the Loser Leaves Judgment Day match.
He did. So he just refuses to believe it. And then at one point in the tag match, R-Truth tagged himself in thinking that he was like part of the Judgment. It was just everything about it was perfect. And the callback to the I'm sorry, I love you was amazing. And then he misses and knocks out McDonough and they win. It's
just perfect stuff.
It was good stuff. It was just really, really good stuff. And then Rhea Ripley defended the women's title against Ivy Nile. That I thought that match was pretty good.
It started off a little slow. I think they were trying to figure each other out, but they started cooking, and I'm glad. I didn't want Ivy Nile to get squashed because I thought that would have been a disservice to her and building her up in the division. So it was cool that she got.
Obviously, the main event was for the World Heavyweight Championship. It was Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins. They were having a good match. There was a big tease of a cash-in with Damian Priest that kind of got foiled. It looked like Drew was going to win the title. Drew was going to win. He hit the Claymore. I thought they were doing it. I was like, oh, shit, Drew's going to win here, which I would not. I'm digging this version of Drew. I would love Drew to win that title, to be honest with you.
So what do you – go ahead.
But then we tease the cash in. It gets broken up, and then Drew ends up getting the curb stomp, and Seth Rollins retains. It was a very good match, obviously chaotic ending, but I wouldn't have minded seeing Drew McIntyre pull an upset and win that title. That would have been fun. I wasn't expecting it to happen, but that would have been nice. I would have enjoyed that.
Yeah, because I thought they would do something. I thought they would do something big in a title change maybe and have Damian end the night. There was rumors of confetti at the arena, and it's like, why would you have that? Because people said they saw it falling, but it never came. My question now is we've seen this. So perfect tie-in. They just announced Money in the Bank will be in Toronto this year.
Yes, they're getting a whole weekend up there.
Getting a whole weekend up there. It's going to be dope. But what? Okay, what's your perfect storm for Priest here? Because he's doing the same trope. He's running out, teasing the cash in. Somebody kicks him in the face, and we're done. And which is typical Money in the Bank tease. But it's been so many times now where it's like, when does this happen? Do you see him cashing in on Roman? Do you see him cashing in on Seth? And then Mike's asking if we're coming to party at Money in the Bank.
I mean,
you got a couch I can sleep on?
I was gonna say. I mean, I'm not against. I love all the wrestling trips. If I'm being honest with you, I love them all. That'd be nice. What
do you do? What do you do with Priest? With all this Brock, Roman, Cody, Seth, Punk, all this mix. Drew's there. What do you do with him? Does he leave the Judgment Day eventually?
Well, that was where I always thought, like when he first won it, they were really going hard into the break, like they were teasing all that stuff. And in my mind, I was like, I think Priest is going to cash that in like as a baby face. Like he'll be a good guy and he'll cash it in and become a new champion that like the fans are behind. But as time has gone on and they've kind of added JD McDonough, now they're doing the funny stuff with R-Truth and they're the tag champs and all this stuff. And I don't know when they're going to do it with Damian Priest. Because I don't want him to lose it. Like when he cashes in, I want him to become a champion. I feel like that's what he needs. I do feel like he is that level of guy.
But we're also into that.
But what are you going to do? Who's he going to cash it in? He's going to cash it in on Roman? Is he going to cash it in on Seth? What if CM Punk beats Seth for the title at some point? What if Drew winning on Monday and then Priest cashing in on Drew? That would be something that would make sense, I guess.
Yeah, and not every title reign has to be super long, but we're into that territory now with Priest where it's like if he doesn't
I don't
cash in,
think it
soon,
happens until after WrestleMania.
it's going to be like WrestleMania Backlash, and whoever just won is going to either have the title for super long and he gets it, or they're going to have it for like a week.
Because what, Money in the Bank is in June, or is
Yeah,
it July?
It's like it's usually end of June, early July. I thought so.
Yeah.
It was
and he has
Fourth of
a
July
year,
weekend.
right? He has a year.
Yeah.
So he can take it through half the summer.
Can he take it to Money in the Bank itself? Is that
bro? I'll tell you what. I think they should try to do Backlash again, and like, it's probably already announced where Backlash is going to be. But if you could go back to Puerto Rico, and you could have him cash in Puerto Rico, I think that would work. He would, that crowd would be over for that. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you do with it now. But I still think whenever he cashes in, he should win. He should win.
Mike said he has 3 couches. Fancy.
Yes, I love me a couch. I love me a couch.
Fancy.
But yeah, I thought day one was super fun. I thought it was a good episode of Raw. And like you said today, Triple H had an announcement. And they announced that Money in the Bank is going to Toronto a whole weekend. They're going to get the SmackDown. Then there's an NXT Heat Wave, I believe, as well. They're doing an NXT up there. And Money in the Bank and Raw, I think. You get the whole weekend up there in Toronto. Very, very nice. Yeah. And then, obviously, we're going to get into the AEW stuff. We're going to talk a little bit about World's End, talk about Dynamite last night. Obviously, we're going to talk about the reveal of the devil that happened at World's End. I think I know what that message is going to be about. Probably. But NXT, because WWE kind of promoted this week as like,
yeah, they even put the
knockout, the knockout week or some WWE New Year's knockout week or something like that.
Today is the
it's going
2024 preview show.
Yes, they are with CM Punk on Peacock. All right, we're at 14. Like,
what's up, guys? I'm just glad to be home.
Yeah, man, I'm just home, brother.
So
I'm glad to be home.
I like that they didn't use him at New Year's day one, and then they were like, he returns next week. He just got here.
Yeah, he did. Well, you got to ease him back in. You got to ease him back in.
He's tired. He's old, and he works with children.
It's fair. As someone who relates to all three.
So
of those
not
things.
even to mention it before we talk NXT. Where does his main event spot end up? If
Punk?
There was people were talking, you do Cody and Roman back to back. You do Rock Roman back one night.
I mean, it's got to be Punk and Seth, right?
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, no, but there's also that small group of people that want you to do Rock Roman night 1, Cody Roman night 2.
No, Rock Roman is the second night. No question.
Yeah.
If it's Rock Roman
if
at
it's
Mania, that's the last match of WrestleMania week.
Although that WrestleMania press conference where CM Punk doesn't get a main event spot would be electric.
If I'm in there, I'm gonna go. So, what do you want to talk about? I'll be like, yo, CM Punk, do you have any muffins? No? Okay.
Anyway, NXT, we had their New Year's Evil.
Well, I don't want to dive into I thought this was a pretty good show too. Not gonna lie, NXT has been good for a little bit here. I don't want to dive super into it, but I was really looking for, and obviously I hope Dragunov is okay because they had they played that he was not cleared, but I was looking forward to that Trick Williams Dragunov match for the title. And when I found out that it wasn't happening, that was kind of a bummer.
Because they promoted it throughout the program.
Well, you felt a certain way about that.
I did. I was just like, if you knew. I mean, I get it. Anything can happen. It's wrestling. I know you're trying something new, but I'm just like, if he's not cleared, he's not cleared. Well, if he's not cleared at 8 o'clock, he's not going to be cleared at 9 o'clock.
Well, so SummerSlam 2021, the one in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
The one that Becky Lynch returned at. It was Bianca was supposed to fight Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, Sasha Banks. Yeah. And everyone knew like 4 or 5 days in advance that Sasha probably wasn't going to be cleared for the match. And they literally showed a video package for the match before the match happened. So like they knew she wasn't cleared. They showed a video package hyping Bianca versus Sasha. Bianca came down to the ring, and then the ring announcer said Sasha Banks isn't cleared to wrestle tonight. And then they did the thing that led to Becky. But so they've done this before.
Yeah.
I don't
But
know.
when you do something like that, you delivered Becky Lynch over Sasha Banks. In this instance, you went from a title match with Ilya Dragunov to a number one contendership with Grayson Waller. It's kind of a
No, I agree.
don't you dare talk about SummerSlam and the lack of libations that were available, Spencer. Is that you? Are you out? Are you out right now? I think JPJ's
No,
mic
I'm
is
good. I'm good.
he's
Yeah,
back.
my mic did act up there, so I couldn't hear you for a split second. How'd I know Spencer would bring it up? He goes, don't you freaking dare talk about SummerSlam. I literally left to get a beer during this, and I was forced to walk around Las Vegas Arena for an hour as they couldn't take a beer payment. It's true. And then they just ended up giving them just 2 free beers. Someone was like, just take them, man. Just take them.
The lack of libations.
Cody's
Cody's probably having a few libations trying to figure out how to finish this story. This is
all the memes and were all out of just Cody. Once they had that one where he was like, I need to finish my story. And then there's The Rock, shut up, bitch. Like the one. Like, oh man.
My personal favorite was her. How long is it? Cody Rhodes storytelling long, baby.
That's awful.
Girl, I
That's
could go
awful.
longer and Cody could tell stories. Just ask. You know what I'm saying?
Poor Cody. Poor Cody.
I will say this though, I did see random thing crossed my timeline where it said like he wrestled the most matches in 2023 for the WWE, and I thought that was a really cool stat because it's like clearly Cody doesn't mind. He loves wrestling and he just wants to wrestle. And
I'm pretty sure he probably does
wrestling once a week was probably not what he really wanted to do. So like, good for him. He's still getting his paycheck. I'm sure he's ultimately okay with it.
Yeah.
I will say Cody finishing at WrestleMania is huge and would be the biggest way to do it, but I don't think it's the only. I mean, I'd just be happy with Cody finishing the story wherever. If you want to do it at a random Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view, I'm cool with that.
We're gonna wait a year and a half after you should have done it the first time.
That goes on the screen. That's good. The champ Lawrence finished the story. Cody's just a slacker. Do better. Amen. That's our champion, our Between Two Beards fantasy football champion. We are 2 likes away right now, fam. If you've got some friends, family, if your kids have their own YouTube account, log into that, smash the like button. We'll hit 20. We'll drop that LPW news. Spencer's got the graphic. He's itching to give it out. We're going to hold you to that 20 mark. Why not go? We're going to just keep on pushing. But yeah, so for me, we'll see. We've already went down that rabbit hole. I'm not going to keep repeating myself, but
no,
I'm super interested in the ride we're about to take for the WrestleMania Royal Rumble, everything that's leading up to it. Fine.
Doc finally giving in.
And guess what, Doc? Because you gave us a like, you are officially the winner of all the 2024 Beardy Awards.
There we go.
Boom. The year in review is over. Doc is he has been the year in review. Doc, by the way, I woke up this morning and saw him and Rob Wilkins chipping away at Wrestle Kingdom. How was it, Doc? And you guys are better men than I am. Because they were up early watching along on the old Fightful. So
unbelievable.
There's another like for you. Doc gave us a like. Is that enough? Do we have official count?
Do we have 20?
Do we have 20? Can we confirm? Let me look. I don't know.
Do we have the 20?
I see 19, but sometimes my like is different than others. Hold up. Made him come here. I should get all the awards. Affiliate is now challenging Doc for all of the Beardy Awards in 2024. So
that's messed up.
If we book that at Mania, that's another main event caliber match. That's going to bump The Rock and Roman.
Easily.
Jesus. Guys.
Now we're talking. When's he going to win it?
Yeah.
Like.
He said it was fun. Mox, Ospreay, and Finley was a lot of fun. I'm going to have to watch that back because our boy Dolph Ziggler, a.k.a. Dick Nemeth, made an appearance. I thought that was
sure
cool.
did. Yeah.
Because I got to be honest with you. that never crossed my mind, him in New Japan, but I think that would absolutely rule.
Yeah.
Him with a little New
I'm
Japan run.
I'm very excited. I'm very excited with a Nick Nemeth, a Dolph Ziggler New Japan run. Let him be in the G1. Hell yeah, bro. Let's go, dude. You know how I feel about Dolph. You know how I feel about him.
I always have said if Dolph Ziggler debuted during that like black and gold height era at NXT, we would talk about him in a completely different light.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I like that a lot. But
we got to talk about the other big fish in the pond.
Yeah, we can talk about some AEW. We got to talk about some AEW.
Which I don't think we could talk about last night's show before we talk about Sasha Banks, aka Mercedes Moné.
Well, there is a report that unless things drastically change, the expectation in the wrestling world is that she's going to be showing up in AEW soon. A lot of also, if we are going to talk about her, Trinity is rumored as well to be going back to WWE at some point as well. So, but yes,
yeah, I'm not sure what Trinity's Impact contract is like, but I also did see a rumor that because Trinity's going back to the WWE, that might sway Sasha Banks to also head back there. So I don't know who to believe or what's going on, but I heard that WWE lowballed Sasha Banks. We are one like away officially. We are at 19th. We need one more person, one more friend of the show, one more friend of you of people you know, some guy, your mailman, whoever, and we'll get Spencer to drop that news for us. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know who to believe. I usually am 100% behind whatever Fightful reports. I go with that as the gospel for me.
Yeah,
because I like the way that they do their reporting. And they have yet to confirm nor deny, but until, like Sean Ross Sapp said, I think yesterday, until the ink is dry on the contract and it's officially announced, reported, he's got no idea. Things can change. Yep. Do you think Trinity going back to the WWE, rumored and innuendo, as Conrad Thompson would say, is enough to make Sasha take a lowball offer from the WWE or go AEW?
I mean, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. If I were Mercedes, where
are you going?
I feel like the emphasis in the women's division has been on the rise in AEW. I feel like things have been slowly, but they have been improving. Now we're going to get into a little bit of Dynamite and World's End and stuff last night, but we saw a big debut last night in the women's division, which is going to up the game as the virtuosa, Deonna Purrazzo. We're at 20.
Boom. Boom.
We need the graphic.
All right, boss man.
Hop in here. Get the graphic and we'll announce.
We're at 21. Can you do something for me?
Here we go.
Is that a song? That's what the kids say?
I don't know.
My daughter would be rolling over right now, crying if she heard me singing.
I'm old, bro. Deonna Purrazzo showed up last night, which is a giant jolt for the women's division. If Mercedes then gets added to it, and then you get Britt Baker coming back on a more regular basis, because Britt has had a quiet 2023. All of a sudden, you're looking at something good.
Something cooking.
I mean? Like, you're looking at something good, because I do feel like the women's division has been improving here. And then if you add something like that, it's the way to go. It's the way to go.
Phil, you ain't wrong. Pluggo is still leaving crumbs, according to his daughter. Oh yeah, apparently I am just not all that. You know what I'm saying? We used to say all that in a bag of chips back in our day. Now they say you're eating and leaving no crumbs. Apparently I be eating. I don't know what she's looking at, but
wait a minute. That's the new saying for.
So like if I was gonna say, JPJ, you're looking good today, you're hot, my friend, I'd be like, damn, JPJ, you be eating and leaving no crumbs. You slaying, big dog. Apparently that's the slang. And apparently my daughter believes that I be not slaying and I be eating and leaving all sorts of crumbs. But my gut says I don't leave no crumbs.
Wow. All right.
Before we talk Deonna Purrazzo, the meaning of the meaning, what it means for the women's division, the AEW Dynamite that absolutely rules. You got us to 21 likes. New year, new us. Big match announcement. Graphic is in the can.
The Oil Rumble.
The Oil Rumble, which JPJ will be live in attendance for. He'll be taking his shirt off and dancing on the Jumbotron.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
He's gonna be like,
But,
"What's up?"
I don't want to get. I want the people to stay for the wrestling. I want them to stay in the arena. If I start doing that, people are going to be hitting the end of the exit ways. They're going to be like, "What the hell? Huh?
See,
I didn't sign up for this."
Dustin saying Pluggo is hip and Doc saying he hates all the slang. Get off my lawn.
Get
that
off
Cloud
my
is
lawn.
looking at me.
Bro, I work with younger people, and half the time they say stuff, I'm like, what does that mean? I have to ask for like clarification.
She'd probably kill me for saying this on air if she ever hears it, but we had a phone conversation a couple weeks ago. We talked for about an hour, and I understood like maybe 15 minutes of it. I was like, none of these words make any sense to me. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I was at a family thing the other day, and we were having hot dogs and hamburgers, and I asked for a hot dog. And I know this is a thing now, right? What they call hot dogs? What's the weird word for the hot
glizzies?
The fuck that come from? What does that mean?
You're a glizzy. Are you a glizzy gobbler, bro?
No, bro. I eat hot dogs because I'm a friggin' normal person. I eat hot dogs.
What's up, fellow?
Dumb. Anyway, it's dumb is what it is. Anyway, all right. Without further ado, big match announcement.
This is exclusive.
Exclusively being dropped right now. First time you're going to see it. I'm going to throw up an overlay. I can already see it. It looks like it's going to be a good one. Let's go. A triple threat match. The Thickness, Reed Matthews, going up against T.Y. Jackson, who is also going up against Son of Irish. What a match that is.
That is what we call a banger.
Holy moly, that's a good one. That is a good one.
All friends of the show, wonderful people, fantastic wrestlers. If you thought the Oil Rumble was already big enough, looking at that strictly from like right here, right now, in the moment, that could steal the Oil Rumble. That's going to be one hell of a triple threat.
Amazing. Yeah, exactly. Doc's asking the important questions. Doc is asking the important questions.
I'll Google it, but I don't know when it
becomes. Fortnite thing?
Huh? It's everything is a Fortnite thing.
Anyway,
you should get Puff to pop in and find out.
That match should rule. That triple threat match. But all right. I think
fun fact, Doc, when you said when did Glizzy and it first cue is when did Glizzy start? Glizzy has been around since the 80s in the hip hop community, but it was popularized in 2000. A 2000 Big Pun single, It's So Hard. The origins of the term glizzy are somewhat murky, but is believed to have originated in the early 2000s, which that can't be true.
No, that's not true. I was in the height of my hipness in the early 2000s. I was in my, I would have known. I'm old now. I don't expect to know anything in the mainstream level. In 2000, I was into the mainstream level. I would have heard that before.
I've fallen down a rabbit hole here.
I feel like that term has I've only heard it in the last 2 to 4 years.
Here you go.
Am I wrong?
Here you go. When did Glizzy become popular? Much like Frankfurter, Wiener, Frank, Link, and Footlong, a glizzy is just another word for hot dog. The phrase isn't as aged as some of the rest of the terms, though it gained popularity in the early 2020s through the term, which was widely used in the DC area before that. So this was a DC exclusive?
Regionalized term, which is fine. I'm in the Northeast. We have terms that, like, Pluggo. I'll ask the chat, too. Where you guys live, what do you call the liquor stores? Like, is there a do you just call them liquor stores, or is there a nickname for liquor? Okay, and where I live, we call them the Packy. We're going to the Packy.
The Packy. They're going to the Packy to get some.
So the Northeast, where I'm from, we have a lot of weird nicknames for stuff. So I'm used to that. So if DC was like, no, we call our hot dogs out here in DC, we call them glizzies. That I get, but now it's everywhere, and it's only been everywhere for a few years. Yeah. I learned. Yeah, Spencer got some knowledge, some Northeast. But yeah, we call our liquor stores Packies. We're going to the Packy.
Not to glizzy over that amazing triple threat match that was just announced for the Royal Rumble. But
no, we're not. But
this is an absolute. Yeah, I don't know the glizzy thing. It is what it is. I don't call it a glizzy. I call it a hot dog. What's your perfect hot dog? Which topics do you go for? In the chat, let us know what your perfect glizzy is. Your perfect dog. Your perfect frankfurter, wiener, link, whatever you call it.
Okay, so we take our hot dogs seriously here in the Northeast. We take them seriously here. Okay, there are people around here that they will go to the grave saying that the only toppings that should be on a hot dog are relish and mustard. Mustard and relish.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that at all. That's a
yeah.
delicious hot dog. I'll eat 5 of them. Ryan, get your mind out of the game.
No, you don't. You don't.
I am calling.
You do not run to your local grocery store to get a pack of meat shafts.
Let me. Excuse me, sir, in the deli. Where do you keep your meat shafts? You don't say that. You don't
do that. Get out of here.
Get
out of here.
I'll give you $20 first time I see you at WrestleMania. I'll give you 20. I will buy your first beer if you drink beer. Oh, poppy seed bun. That's a good pull.
So Doc and I are closer. We're Midwestern, so the Chicago style dog is a big deal around.
That has the tomato in it.
I go no tomato because
I would go no tomato, but it gets like the full pickle wedge.
The pickle wedge, the sport pepper, the green, that green relish. That's not
a good Chicago dog. I'll eat because we have good hot dog places in the area here, and we serve Chicago dogs. It's a famous type of hot dog. I would like to have one in Chicago so I could get the real deal, Holyfield. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, Chicago Cubs dog. Ooh,
yeah. So we have a Fenway Frank. That's what we're known for. The Fenway Franks at Fenway, and they're boiled hot dogs. Boiled. And you get them with the golden spicy brown mustard, and it is just. But if you're outside of Fenway and you don't have a Fenway Frank, it hits different. It hits different. My go-to, and I know there are some people out there are going to think this is sacrilege, but I like good old-fashioned ketchup on my hot dog. There you go. You're puking. So I do cooked onions and ketchup, and I usually do ketchup and mustard together. I'll do ketchup, mustard, and onions on my hot dog. If I'm going to an actual,
I like onions on it.
If I'm going to an actual hot dog place, that's what I'm getting. I'm getting onions, ketchup, mustard. Thank you. However, there is a place in Portland, Maine, which is like an hour north of me, and it's called the Thirsty Pig. And they have like gourmet. They have like Reuben hot dog. They have like gourmet hot dogs. And if you're ever in this area, that's what I'm saying.
Amen.
No,
Amen.
You guys are insane. Doc, literally, yeah. There is literally a book called "Never Put Ketchup on a Hot Dog." People fucking, they're like, unbelievable. People they're like, "Oh, you put ketchup on a hot dog?" I'm like, "Yeah."
I don't put ketchup on anything.
Well, okay, that's fine. I'm a pro ketchup guy because I have taste. I told someone I put ketchup on my eggs.
How have we made it 135
sometimes? And they looked at me like it was the most repulsive thing on earth. I'm like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Ketchup is not fine, Ryan.
Ketchup is fine. It's not the best condiment. I'm not here saying it's the best condiment. I'm just saying it's a good condiment. That's it. I feel you make your way down to Boston. We'd have to take a day trip. You'd have to take a day trip. It's not near, it's within an hour. You'd have to take a day trip.
That's a great point, Doc. How do you spell it? Ketchup or catsup?
Catsup. It's ketchup. Ketchup.
Is it with the K or with the C?
Yeah, the way Sullivan spelt it right there. That's how I.
No, I go mustard, relish, onion if it's available. So if I'm going to the ball game and they got the little stand set up, they usually sometimes they got jalapenos at certain ballparks or whatever.
I
definitely I do like a little shredded cheese if I'm at home.
Well, I was gonna say if I'm at home, I do a cheese. I also am a big fan of a chili cheese dog. You find a good chili cheese all day, bro.
Yeah,
all day.
Chili cheese is where it's at.
Sullivan, shut your mouth.
You said the same thing, though. You said it's just because he's from Philadelphia. You said it's a boiled dog on a board.
No, a boiled hot dog is excellent. I'm just saying it hits different when you're at Fenway. When you're at Fenway and you have a Fenway Frank in Fenway, it's just you take the bite and you're like, oh, you're like, this is where God intended me to be.
Just
You know what I'm
for
saying?
this just makes me think.
If I boiled my own hot dogs on the stove and it was a Fenway Frank, it would still be delicious because I love hot dogs. But I'm not gonna feel like I feel when I have one at Fenway. I feel like I'm in heaven, where I ought to be, watching my terrible baseball team.
Fun. It's bread.
With these cheap shit.
Is it really just a piece of white bread?
Anyway.
Listen, don't sleep on a hot dog with a piece of white bread. I was poor. I still am poor.
Bro, I used to make hot dog sandwiches.
Yeah,
2 pieces of white bread. I just cut the hot dog in half.
By the way, this full shoot behind the glass. When I did the beardies and I put the surveys at the end, and one random person was like, "The chat's never alive on this show. They need more fans." I'm like, you obviously aren't here for you're not here for the glizzy talk.
The problem is we talk about wrestling, or we try to, but when we talk about food or non-wrestling things, the chat is like, "Oh shit, we're talking about this." When we talk about wrestling, everyone's like, "These guys suck." These guys suck.
New Year's famous, baby.
That's what's going on. But truly.
Roman Reigns at WrestleMania? F that opinion. I want to talk about these boiled dogs on bread.
It's Fenway Franks, bro. Overrated nonsense.
So Sullivan, what do they call the is it a Philly dog, or did they put Philly cheese?
I'm assuming, yeah.
Do they put Philly cheesesteak on a hot dog? That would be dope.
I feel like if you could do that.
I feel like they probably do that, and I need to get there.
Vienna beef
dogs are fire. They are. He's not wrong. They're a little bit more on the pricier side, but it's worth it.
How do we feel about Kayam?
Who?
Kayam? Do you guys have that out in the Midwest?
Nah.
Because I don't think we have Vienna beef.
Never heard of it.
Damn, dude. That's a shame.
No, it's a hot dog. It's just a hot dog. So you're saying the hot dogs in Philly at the Philly Citizens Bank Park, wherever it's called, are hot dogs and Fenway Franks are not? I don't know what's going on. Ryan's over here just wiling out.
I'm a yay on the boiled hot dogs, Dustin. I'm a yay.
Yeah,
Hebrew National is good hot dogs.
Hebrew National. Ballpark all beef is a solid choice. Nathan's is good.
Fenway Franks is so popular that it became its own brand in the grocery store.
Now I want a hot dog, bro.
We have a brand in the grocery store. Fenway Franks.
Do you?
I never get them.
I want you to.
You want me to snap a pic next time I'm at the
grocery store? No, I want you to ship me a pack of Fenway Franks.
Ship you?
Yeah.
Ship you one?
Get some dry ice, package it up real nice, overnight it to Pluggo. I'll make some Fenway Franks over here at Casa del Pluggo. I have a running joke where it's like anytime an independent wrestler comes to South Bend, they should just come over to Casa del Pluggo's and get like a Ribera steak jacket like Cyclope and them do over there when they go to Japan. 100%. I could do like a Casa del Pluggo windbreaker.
Cheese and a hot dog, absolutely. Absolutely, Sullivan. Yeah. Absolutely a play.
We went over to Casa del Pluggo's and he had these Fenway Franks and he melted some cheese on top of some nachos, and that was the deal.
Bro, those are my favorite kind of nachos. Just take the fucking cheap-ass deli cheese over some nachos, put them in the microwave for 55 seconds with a jar of salsa. You're in heaven, bro.
Yeah, dude.
You're in heaven. I call those trashy nachos. That's what I call them. I'm going to make some trashy nachos.
Name the movie. Bro, if you get the nachos stuck together, that's what nachos.
Saving Silverman. Come on. One of the all-time great Jack Black performances.
Yes.
Of all time. Steve Zahn, underrated actor. Love Steve Zahn.
Hey,
if you haven't seen the movie Joyride with Paul Walker, God rest his soul, and Steve Zahn, go watch it because it's a doozy. Chili cheese dog rules.
Bratwurst or salt? Isn't a cheddar wurst, but bratwursts are good too. I love me a good brat.
Okay, so
you got to be careful with brats.
Another thing that's a big deal. Another thing that's a big deal if you guys make your way out here to Fenway Park for a baseball game or in that area. So Fenway Franks are the hot dogs you get in the stadium. However, a lot of people around there, we do the Italian sausage with the peppers and onions and that type of stuff. And the best vendor.
There's no G in onion, bro.
That's how I say it,
there's no hard G in onion. You said onion.
Yeah, onion. That's how you fucking say it. Onion. Onion. Gives a shit. Who gives a shit? Anyway, unbelievable.
I love you, but you said that with a hard G.
Yeah, and I do that most of the time.
There's no G anywhere near
I am
there.
well aware how to spell onion. Onion. That's how I said it. Onion.
Ung.
Ung.
G- g-
Good. Good. Anyway.
Oh, man.
Anyway. So the best vendors are the ones outside of the ballpark. So you really need to get your Italian sausage either before or after the game. But you need to get them. You need to get them. If you come to Boston and you go to a game with me, there is a routine.
You probably want to do that before because you don't want to cry into your peppers and onions bratwurst.
Exactly.
Sausage.
You don't. But
Misfits in the house, welcome in. Remember when TNA and WWE were gonna partnership? Hey, it could still happen.
I mean, I think there's a chance it still could happen.
But then again, it's a long shot for me. But anyway, we were talking AEW, but we got
we got sidetracked with food. Shocker. But yes, this past weekend we had World's End.
Yes.
On Saturday, mixed reviews. I feel like it got a little bit mixed reviews.
We'll call it mixed reviews.
Yeah, I think people are shitting on it a little bit too.
I think
people are look at if it wasn't their best pay-per-view. A fried onion on top of the hot dog.
Fried
100%.
I'll say this as a guy that hasn't watched all of World's End yet because I just haven't. What was I doing Saturday? I was doing something, but I think the Jericho shitstorm fries
that took a hit.
I think that like kind of soured people, and they still put them on the show, knowing that there was all this shitstorm going on, and then it's just like some of the matches I don't think were hitting the way they thought they were going to hit. But I think we had talked pre-show, and you'll talk more about it because you saw the whole thing. You said it really hit towards the end. Yeah, I don't know. I have to finish it to give my full analysis on whether it was a good show or not. But in the chat, let us know what you thought of World's End. I know that was last year. We're in.
I know, right? We're in. The
I'm not here to talk about the past. I'm here.
But we're going to talk about Dynamite as well. Misfit Pluggo and I haven't seen all of Wrestle Kingdom or any of it, so we will not be discussing.
I have, and
I've seen some clips. That's about it.
One, I have a tough enough time, A, staying up that late, B, getting up that early, C, I had to work. So Wrestle Kingdom will be sprinkled throughout my week. That's how
I'm going to do it.
It's not, trust me, it's not because I don't think it's a bad product. It's just,
I think Sullivan is saying this about World's End. That's what I would get. I feel like people are going a little too hard
on it. Were you at the show, Sullivan? If I'm not mistaken?
Sullivan might have been in the building.
I thought the Mark Order crew made an appearance. I thought.
Did they? I thought Ant was there. I know Kate was sick and she couldn't make it. Okay. I believe, but I thought Ant at least was there. But look, I thought overall it was fine. Now here's the thing, right? So I thought the pre-show was okay. I thought Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander had a very good match on the pre-show.
I did not.
You didn't like that match. I liked it. The end was a little bit.
It was clunky.
You could tell they were tired. They were tired. But
I thought
they were beating the crap out of each other.
I was disappointed in the ending. I thought it was a little clunky. It wasn't their best showing, but too solid. I mean, I'm splitting hairs here.
Yeah, that was fine. They had like a super 8-man tag to start the show, which was basically all the members of the Continental Classic that weren't in the final. So it was Danielson, Claudio, Daniel Garcia, and Mark Briscoe taking on Brody King, Jay Lethal, Jay White, and Roosh. I thought this match was a really good match, as you would expect with those 8 guys in there. I thought that was solid. I feel like once we kind of got to the Christian Adam Copeland match, that's when it kind of went up a level, the pay-per-view. And the last 3 matches were just very solid. And then we obviously had the big thing at the end, which we'll probably dive into, I would assume.
Did you skip over the battle royal that Christian won to become?
No,
because he was Luchasaurus.
Killswitch won it.
Luchasaurus. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. They had the 20-man battle royal. Killswitch, formerly known as Luchasaurus, won it. So everyone's like, oh, all right. So he's going to probably, everyone's thinking, oh, he'll go after Christian because Christian beat him up and blah, blah, blah. Oh, that's good. That makes sense. So then Miro defeated Andrade. They had a good match, but the reports came out earlier in the weekend or that day that was it for Andrade. He was finishing up that night with AEW, and he is on his way back to WWE.
Which officially, I think Monday he announced in a post that he was officially done,
and
done
with AEW.
Yep.
And a lot of people are believing he's heading back to WWE.
Which a lot of people thought he was going to show up at NXT, but I thought that was kind of beneath Andrade in the sense that, like, I just didn't see a natural fit. So maybe SmackDown tomorrow night we see some Andrade show up. That'd be kind of cool. I'd be okay with that.
I think that would be more than okay.
I'm here for that.
Tony Storm defeated Riho to retain the women's championship. I thought that match was pretty good.
And then called out Wendy Richter.
Yeah. That was hilarious.
My favorite
That
thing
was utterly
ever.
hilarious. That was utterly hilarious.
I'm still waiting for Wendy Richter to respond.
Yeah.
You coward.
I know. We mentioned the Jericho match. It was the Sting, Darby Allin, and Jericho and Sammy against Big Bill, Ricky Starks, and the Callis family. Yeah, that match was what it was. It was fine. Unfortunately, Keith Lee was not cleared.
Yeah.
We're just never getting this match. It's unfortunate. It is what it is. It's unfortunate that things have gotten in the way and stuff like that. But Keith Lee was not cleared, and they had Dustin Rhodes fill in. And this match was a little weird for me. Obviously, you want to showcase Swerve, right? But I feel like Swerve should have beat Dustin Rhodes in 5 minutes. And that should have just been like, okay, yeah, Swerve's above this. We all know he's above this. He handled it pretty easily. Let's go. And they played, and the way that match happened was at the beginning, Swerve got into, like, his crazy heel, and he, like, injured Dustin. He snapped his leg over a cinder block and, like, his knee or ankle or whatever it was. And then all of a sudden, they made it look like Dustin wasn't going to be able to continue, and maybe somebody else would come out to confront Swerve or something else was going to happen. And then it just ended up happening that Dustin just had the match, and he ended up wrestling for like another 10 minutes with Swerve. And it was just like, I don't think that was necessary. I feel like Swerve could have just easily took care of business, and that's it. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't see the need to make Dustin Rhodes look like we all know he's been doing it for a long time. He's really good. We all like Dustin Rhodes. He didn't need to do, I'm the tough guy, I'm going to wrestle on one leg for 15 minutes. No. Get your ass kicked and move on.
I'm spitballing here, and the only Swatch match I remember on an AEW pay-per-view is Wardlow and MJF.
Truly.
Like, I don't.
I mean, it's one of the few
popped up. It's okay.
Jade might have handled a few matches relative, like maybe not squash, but quickly.
Yeah, like you're right. It would have been a nice little, like, okay, we know that this wasn't the match that you were supposed to have. Sure, the whole not prepared, but just let Swerve do his thing and move on. I would have agreed.
Yeah.
Julia disbanded her faction, says Misfit, and is ahead of her WWE star.
There are heavy rumors that she might be making her way over to the WWE.
Maybe she switched gears and head over to AEW with the Sasha Banks.
Maybe. We had Julia Hart defeated Abaddon to retain her championship. That happened as well. And then we got the no DQ, Christian Cage, Adam Copeland. I love this match. And I know some people were like, I loved the ending. I loved it all. They had a match. It was very, very good. Brutal. They did the flaming table spot with Nick Wayne where he didn't go through the I loved Edge wearing.
He missed it.
Yes, he did. I loved Edge wearing the callback to the match, the Mania match gear that he wore against Mick from Mania. And then they did the callback with the flaming table, and it looked like Edge was going to spear Christian through it like he did Mick at Mania all those years ago. But he ends up powerbombing Nick Wayne, and Nick Wayne's ass hits like the edge of the table and goes flying over. Didn't go through it, but Adam Copeland defeats Christian to become the new AEW TNT champion. And then we see Killswitch come out, contract in hand, takes out Adam Copeland, and it looks like he's about to cash in his contract because there was an anytime, any place, Money in the Bank type rules for the winner of the Battle Royal. And then before he can cash it in, Christian goes, no. You're giving that to me. And at first, Luchasaurus is like, Kill Switch, sorry. He's like, no, I'm not. And then Christian kind of whispers something in his ear. And then you see Kill Switch go, okay. And he hands the contract over to Christian. Christian signs the contract, gives it to the ref. Christian then pins Adam Copeland. He beats him with a spear. I like how they beat him. They each beat each other with their own moves. When Adam Copeland won the match, he did it by giving Christian a kill switch. And when Christian won, he did it by giving Adam Copeland, I almost called him Edge, a spear. He spears.
You call him Edge. I don't judge. I've been calling Sasha Banks all night.
I know.
Mercedes Monet.
And Christian wins back and becomes a two-time AEW TNT champion. I loved it all.
I'm throwing stuff, but we didn't see. Then we didn't see Christian, or what's his name, Adam Copeland. We didn't see him on Wednesday night at all.
We did not.
They barely even referenced him during the promo.
Yep.
So I'm interested to see where that goes because I feel like you'd want to do that again.
Yeah, I think we'd probably be building.
If there's a battle of the belts coming up, because that's the thing too. There's not another pay-per-view scheduled till March, so they got some time to kind of kill. So, and maybe they have a battle of the belts coming up or some Saturday night special or something. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Yep. And then after that, we had the final in the AEW Continental Classic to crown the North American Triple Crown champion. It was Jon Moxley versus Eddie Kingston. And this was about as good as you would expect it to be. They beat the crap out of each other. And Eddie Kingston, oh, what a moment. Kingston, Big Dubs, gets a huge victory over Jon Moxley. He is the North American Triple Crown champion. And him and Moxley had a nice little moment at the end where Moxley hugged him, and you could tell that was real. And Eddie, when they showed him the new title, that Continental title looks nice. That is a nice looking belt.
But he still came out Wednesday with all three.
Yep, I think he's going to. I would think he's a Triple Crown champion. I would think he's.
They're not going to just fuse it into one. You think?
I don't think so, because it's an AEW Continental champion, and then it's Ring of Honor and New Japan.
Yeah. Right, but
so it's three different. I know they own two of them, but it's three different companies technically. So I would assume not. I don't know.
He looks good in all that gold. I'll tell you that.
He did, and the post, the one that they put on social media, the interview with him in the back. Eddie Kingston is one of my wrestlers of the year. I know. We're looking forward to 2024.
It's 2024 wrestler of the year.
I just think about everything he did last year. He was in the G1, which it was something he wanted to do. He became the Ring of Honor World Champion with Claudio and that story. Then he wins the Continental Classic, and the way he did it, losing the first two matches and he couldn't lose again. And he got through the BCC. He went through Claudio. He went through Danielson. He went through Moxley.
Yeah.
It's just real good stuff.
He was one of the reasons we had to, next year when we do the Beardies, we might have to up it to.
Oh, there you go. And Affiliate, yes, we do.
Up it past
and
5.
Affiliate said that they said the belts would be defended separately.
Okay, I wasn't 100% sure. I got to be honest. I was a little confused on. They're combining it. It's all winner gets them all. Is it becoming one deal? Is it becoming separate deals? That I'm good with it. Eddie Kingston with more gold is always a good time for me. I'm okay with that.
I agree. We then had our main event of the evening, and it was MJF defending the AEW World Heavyweight Championship against Samoa Joe. Adam Cole is there and in the corner of MJF throughout this whole match. I thought you could tell that MJF was very banged up, and they played into it during the match. Joe kind of manhandling, but you could tell that MJF, it was still a good match, but you could tell MJF was having a tough time. But it was a good match, back and forth.
Yep.
And at the end, Samoa Joe locks in the Coquina clutch, and he makes MJF pass out. And Samoa Joe becomes the new AEW World Heavyweight Champion. I love the fact that Samoa Joe is the AEW World Champion, and I thought the promo that he cut after
was good.
that they showed on Dynamite was amazing. But it's really what happened after this match. So after the match, the Devil's Masked Men get in the ring. They start attacking MJF. Adam Cole slides in the ring. It looks like they're going to hit MJF with a chair and hurt him. And Adam Cole slides in the ring, and he's like, no, hit me. Hit me. And MJF's yelling, don't you dare hit him. Hit me. They're all doing that, and the lights go up. And when the lights come back on, we see Adam Cole sitting in a chair with the masked men standing behind him. And he's already got the look, and he pushes back his hair, and you could tell immediately he's got the deadpan, like, I'm a bad guy face, And MJF can't believe it. And then you see the masked men get unmasked, and we see Roderick Strong. We see the Kingdom, Matt Taven and Mike Bennett, and we see Wardlow. And they take out MJF. And then Adam Cole pulls the devil mask out of his jacket, and he stands up, and that's how the pay-per-view goes off the air with Adam Cole in with the devil's mask and the 4 masked men behind him. And that's how World's End ends, with Adam Cole being unveiled as the devil.
Hell yeah.
So I know by the time we got there, a lot of people were on board with Adam Cole being the devil. How did you feel? I think even with all of us knowing, at least this is how I felt, even with all of us knowing or having a very strong idea that it was going to be Adam Cole and that these guys behind him were these guys, I thought the reveal was great. I thought it was excellent. I thought it was very well done, and I enjoyed it.
Like I said earlier, predictable doesn't mean wrong, and I think we were all on board with Adam Cole. It took a while to get here because of injuries. I'm curious if the reason it took so long is because maybe they were going to reveal Adam Cole as the devil, and he was going to be the one at World's End that maybe took the belt.
I think that I would.
But I think this also answered that he is legitimately hurt still.
Yes,
that's why we pivot to Joe, which Joe's no slouch. Don't get me wrong. I loved what they did on Wednesday night with the group. I loved it all. I loved the whole thing. I loved the way Adam Cole talked. I loved that it was Taven. They got Taven, Bennett, Roderick Strong. They're all going to go for gold. I love when he was like, well, when Wardlow beats Samoa Joe, he's just going to hand me that title. And Wardlow's
sitting behind him like, okay. No, but yes. So to start the show on Wednesday, we had this group come out. They changed Adam Cole's theme to make it a little bit more, which I liked. A little slower, a little more heelish. But it is kind of the same theme, kind of.
Can I ask, is them calling themselves the Undisputed Kingdom?
Oh, I love it.
You love it? Okay, because I know there was a lot of, there's been a lot of discussion about, this new era AEW. If they want to start, they need to kind of start steering away from the WWE over-the-head stuff. And I guess, does it work?
I liked it.
I'm only asking. I don't mind it. I liked it, too. I was just curious. Is that, Undisputed Era, you know what I mean? But I like the name, and I think there's still room to grow that. Maybe a little Kyle O'Reilly, get him in the mix. I don't know what Bobby Fish is doing. I don't know if he's frying fish, right?
I don't think Bobby Fish.
But no, it was a great open. Adam Cole is I remember when the Undisputed Era was at their peak in NXT, and then they turned him face. I think we were like. I know I was like, oh my God, Adam Cole is a face. How's that going to work? He's such a money heel, and we're going to get to see that again because he's been a face pretty much since he's been in AEW. So
1,000%.
Let's see. I'm psyched to see what happens. I'm cool with them holding all the gold and getting that going. I'm fine with Roddy Strong, Orange Cassidy for that international title. That'd be a banger. Yep. I love me some Roddy Strong. Don't get me wrong. I love the whole Adam, but serious break your back Roddy Strong is nothing to mess with. So
yeah, and I think we're going to get a mixture of both of that Roddy Strong, which
and
will
then
be good.
Wardlow and Samoa Joe,
yeah,
big meat event, flap and meat. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm all in for that. No,
which I would assume that's why Joe made the deal with these guys. And I bet that was an understanding. We'll help you get that belt, but Wardlow gets that shot.
Yeah.
So that's already laid up for you. You can pay off your debts if Samoa Joe can pay off his debts. But I don't know. We'll see.
Now,
I'm
do you
excited.
think that little tease, this thing just started, and on the first promo they cut, that little tease of Adam Cole saying, when I'm 100% healthy, Wardlow's just giving me that shit. And Wardlow going like, standing behind being like, yeah, okay. That they're already saying, because I would assume, I think it makes perfect sense for Wardlow to be a part of it because of the history with MJF.
Yeah, but he doesn't know
think
these boys.
Wardlow is there probably because Kyle O'Reilly is not healthy enough to be there.
Well, I also think that's okay. I think Wardlow is there, like you said, because of his history. He's a friend of my enemy's a friend. A friend of the however you say
it.
An
enemy of my enemy is my friend.
An enemy of my enemy is my friend. He's like, well, this is my easiest path, maybe to get to that world title, and get to MJF. But obviously, the undisputed, the Taven, Bennett, Cole are all buddies, and they have all ties to ROH and have been together for years outside of when Cole went to WWE. So maybe there's a way to you could just break Wardlow. You did your thing. But then we had Jay White come out. Jay White wants a piece, so you can extend it. Maybe you use Wardlow as the human shield for Jay. Here, you go fight Jay White for me.
Yeah.
Yada, yada, yada. Prove your worth. Maybe they do that with Wardlow a little bit. But, yeah, I don't know. They teased it early, and I'm okay with that because if you do look at the group, he is kind of the, you are the muscle. But you really don't have a tie to these guys outside of MJF. And now MJF is not even on the roster right now. We don't know what he's doing. You could easily figure out a way to get him out of there if you wanted to.
Yeah. But I agree with you, though. I loved it. I loved the end of the pay-per-view. I loved what they did last night about it as well. I was a big fan of all of it. And then we saw, I thought Dynamite was a solid show. It was a very, very good show. We saw Private Party reunite. To see Mark Quinn come back. That's good. Always
because all the stuff that they were doing when it was just I never bought into it. I hated it. I hated him with the Hardy family compound. Yeah. Just give me Private Party, the team that beat the Bucks in that tag team tournament, the 8 seed beating the 1 seed. Give me that, please. Yep. 100%. Yes.
100%.
I'm a huge Private Party fan. I love Isaiah Cassidy a lot. I think that dude has so much potential.
Yeah, I agree.
And Mark Quinn is no slouch, for sure.
We had the Mariah May in-ring debut. She had a match with Queen Aminata.
And it did not disappoint.
It did not. It was a very, very good match. And then after the match, Renee Paquette enters the ring to conduct an interview with Mariah May. And May's, super happy doing her thing. She expressed that, so earlier before the match, Renee interviewed Tony Storm. Mm-hmm. And Tony Storm, this is like, I thought we were in New York. But this is just New Jersey, so I'm leaving. I'm not even going to watch Mariah's. I'm leaving.
And Mariah's like, watch my match, please.
Yeah, and she's like, I thought we were in New York. I'm out of here. This is where New Jersey? No, thanks. See ya.
Picks her up.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah. Yeah.
She kicked that shoe off. She botched the shoe kicking, but it works out perfect because it's Tony's store.
It just fits. Everything she does is good.
I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. The shoe fell off of her foot. She didn't really kick it. She's like, she's doing that thing where you get off work when you're like, I gotta get out of these.
I just gotta get out of these friggin' shoes. So May says that she hopes that Tony's pleased, and she says that everything will be about her going forward. But she said she was upset that her debut had to take place in a place like New Jersey.
New Jersey.
And then that led to the debuting.
Is New Jersey that bad?
Listen, if somebody's from New Jersey in the chat, cool. The times I've been in New Jersey, it's been fine. But it's dumpy. It's dumpy.
Okay, I'm a Midwest.
Look at every area. There's dumpy parts of Boston. Every area has dumpiness. Just New Jersey seems like all of the areas.
I went to Maryland once.
Okay.
That's my East Coast.
Yeah. There's a certain
exploration.
The sky is a slightly different shade of color in New Jersey as opposed to all the other states I've been to. So it's like a greenish. I don't know what it means. But Deonna Purrazzo comes out. Purrazzo mentions that she's from New Jersey. Sorry, Sullivan. Sorry.
Sullivan from New Jersey?
Yeah, that wasn't a personal attack. That was just my observations.
We're trying to make friends here, JPJ. Not
He's our friend. He's our friend still.
We love Sully.
Yeah, these are just.
Is it? Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I know that's like a joke all the time, especially with New Yorkers in New Jersey. Which that makes sense to me. Like border wars. Like I'm an anti-Michigan, Indiana thing.
Yeah,
like that
but I also
sense,
feel like New York. I feel like that's a pretentious thing.
Yeah, I don't.
Like
I just don't know. I've never been.
We're better than everybody, even though they're New York. Kind of one of those things. But anyway, Purrazzo shows up. She says she's from New Jersey. Yeah. Purrazzo says she's going to track down Toni Storm because now she is all elite.
Yes.
And then she kicked Mariah May right across the face.
Good.
And that's how it ended. Big get for the AEW women's division. Deonna Purrazzo rules. I feel like her in AEW is just right. It belongs. It's what should happen. That's a big jolt in the arm. So I am very excited to see where this continues to go because the AEW women's division, at least lately, has been treated with much more care.
The match was at 8:40, not 9:30. They had a segment with Saraya, Ruby Soho, and Harley Cameron. Yep. Like it just feels, and then like again, and I don't know. I'm a hopeful. I'm gonna stay guarded with it, but I hope that they keep it on the gas. You got Thunder Rosa back now. You just signed Deonna. There's rumors that Mercedes is coming to town. Toni Storm's on a run right now. Britt Baker shows back up. Hell, sign Queen Aminata. I can't speak because I'm on a rant.
She was on Ring of Honor tonight as well.
Yeah, so. Sign her. She's dope. You got so much talent. You got Athena. You got Billy Starks. Like this is the time to strike for this women's division and really show what they can do, and just get rid of that criticism. You have enough criticisms right now in AEW. Get rid of the one that women aren't treated fairly in the company. Put it to bed. And I think a person like Deonna Purrazzo coming in or Mercedes, if she comes in too, aren't going to sit there and just take like, oh, thanks for the 9:15 time slot for the 5-minute match. Like they're going to command like we want big time matches. So hell yeah, I'm so excited for that.
Yeah.
And Deonna's if you're not familiar with Deonna Purrazzo because you ain't been watching Impact, I gotta tell you, she's fantastic. I know her run in WWE was nothing.
Didn't win one damn match.
Didn't win one match. She went out, she proved all the people wrong. I think she was in slight talks maybe with WWE. I mean, who knows? But she wants to be at All Elite Wrestling and get you a Steve Macklin, ladies. That was awesome to see. He was in the crowd.
Yeah, he was in the crowd. Yeah, he was watching. That's awesome.
That was awesome.
We love supportive partners, man.
That's right. Support your partner. Even if you don't understand what they're doing, support them because I wouldn't be here without the support of my partner, and she wouldn't have read 200 books without the support of me. So we have a great.
You want to read? Good. Go leave me the hell alone.
No.
Go over there in the corner.
It's actually perfect when she found books as her passion. She's like, listen, I want to start reading more. And I was like, that's more than okay with me. Do what you got to do. And she's like, the best part? While I'm reading the book, you can just watch wrestling. And it's a perfect. So she'll sit there, read a book, I watch wrestling. It's like a match made in heaven.
There it is. Perfection is what they call it.
It's like this. But anyway, I digress.
Christian Cage and the Patriarchy.
Yep.
Came to the ring with Mother Wayne. And
Mother Wayne. Getting
Wayne.
all that thirst on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
There were people I saw so many tweets last night of like, I will not stand for the slander of Mother Wayne.
Mother Wayne. Christian comes out. He thanks her. He thanks Nick Wayne. He doesn't thank Killswitch, though. Odd. But he thanks Nick Wayne. He thanks Mother Wayne. He vows that he will never give Adam Copeland another championship match ever again.
Is that up to him, though?
No, it's not. It's not. But he also says that he will hold the title for however long he wants until he is ready to hand it down to Nick Wayne, who will continue the family legacy. Oh, man. Way to go. Way to go.
Good. So good.
We then had, bruh, I know it's only January, 4th today? Match of the year. Match of the year. Konosuke Takeshita versus Darby Allin.
Yeah,
Great.
like this was all out.
And that is
main
true.
Event.
He did thank the man who made it all happen himself as well, Christian Cage. I mean, how could he not? How could he not? And he is ignoring. Yep. Because technically he lost and won it on the same day. So is he wrong? I'm asking that non-sarcastically. Like, is he wrong?
Yeah, how would you?
Because he did lose it. He did lose it, but he won it back a minute and a half. Like he won it back on the same day, a minute and a half later. So he really didn't like go a day without being TNT champion.
What are we? We're going to be logical here in 2024. What show is this?
I know.
What is this? What is this? Firmly AEW?
This Takeshita Darby Allin match was awesome. This match was awesome.
Absolutely ruled. I was sitting there just going like, boys, it's January 3rd. Relax.
Yeah.
But this rules.
And then also next week we're getting Darby Allin and Sting are going against Takeshita and Powerhouse Hobbs. Yes.
Poor Sting is going to get smashed.
Takeshita defeated Darby Allin. Go out of your way to see this match. This was a very, very fun, very good match. Takeshita defeated Darby Allin, and then afterwards in a post-match interview, Don Callis challenged both of them, and that is happening next week.
Yeah.
We then had a four-way to determine the number one contendership for the AEW Continental title match. It was between Trent Beretta, Brian Cage, Brian Keith, who I love seeing more and more, and El Hijo del Vikingo. And Trent ended up getting the victory, which I think that's more than fine.
You'll hear from Trent's mom later in our program.
You will. And just
she liked our tweet for the promotion of said show. I was like, Sue.
Wait, what?
Sue follows us on Twitter, bro.
Oh, I know that. She liked the tweet today?
She liked the tweet yesterday that I posted about the show for tonight. I was like, all right, Sue. She must have been in a good mood.
Who was to what? Wait, what? What is Kervin saying?
Kervin's saying who wants to watch 95 Sting on AEW TV to retire?
I mean,
do you want 1995 Sting to be what he comes out as for his retirement?
Like, do you want him to be the original Crow?
You wanted to be Surfer
Is that 95
Sting?
or is that Surfer Sting?
I think because I think
I would like to see some callbacks to all the versions of Sting on the way, because we're not that far away now. When Full Gear is what? Is it the beginning of March or end of February? Not
Full Gear's in November, but
Revolution. You know what I mean? Yeah, Revolution is what? Usually end of February? End of
February, early March, so like March 5th-ish, right? Like that
Something
first
like
weekend
that.
in March.
So we know that's his last match. I would love to see some throwbacks. Give me Wolfpack Sting. Give me the red paint one night. Do it. Give me it all.
Because we've seen Joker Sting make an appearance when he did the stuff with oh my god, I'm blanking. It wasn't with Darby. He was what was he doing? He was doing those. He would pop up on the screen. Yeah, it might have been Starks or somebody. He was popping up on the screen. So I mean, the only person. How would Surfer Sting look at 65 years old? Is what I want.
I think he would look fine. I think he would look fine.
Does he go shaved head blonde? Because he's not doing that.
Maybe.
I don't know.
We then saw backstage. We saw Hangman Adam Page,
just showing up fashionably late.
And he just said, "I'm here to whoop someone's ass." Okay. Then we had Swerve.
Do you think he got fined for being late?
Maybe. I'll tell you what. The look that I like the look with like the kind of the bigger mustache and I was like, ooh.
He looked deranged during that. I was like during that scrum. I was like, this Hangman just looks a little off.
Yeah, unhinged.
In a good way. Not like I was like, oh shit, this is gonna get real.
Yeah. And then we had Swerve going up against Daniel Garcia. They had a pretty good match. The dance off between Prince Nana and Daniel Garcia on the outside was a highlight. Swerve defeats Daniel Garcia. But Garcia he tried to shake Swerve's hand after the match, and Nana punched Garcia right in the penis.
The penis.
He punched him right in the penis.
You don't come at Prince Nana with a dance off. Whatever.
Daniel Garcia is just trying to get a handshake. He's trying to be He's trying to be a good man.
But he stepped to him outside and was like, "We're going to do this dance off."
You got to punch the guy in the privates. That's not proper.
Listen, you come at me. You come at me and come to my party and try to dance off with me. You're gonna get hit in the dick.
I just don't think that's proper. Oh, Lou's trying to get in here.
Well, listen, Prince Nana does what Prince Nana wants, and I will never go against what Prince Nana wants to do. So if he wants to punch people in the little Danny Garcia, he can punch him wherever he wants. All
right, that's fair, man. That's fair. And then Swerve drops Matt Menard, and then all of a sudden, we're revisiting it already. Hangman Adam Page comes out. Him and Swerve go face to face. I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Was there
And
any
then
part of you that was like, where's Mercedes Moné going to come out and all this?
in that moment when I saw Swerve and Hangman again, I was like, fuck it. Just have him fight all the time. Just let him go again. Just let him do it again.
Which AEW, to their credit, does a great job of, like, you always have that one person like Mox and Kingston. We're always going to have that. Swerve and Hangman could be the next iteration of, like, we have that in our back pocket. Whenever we want to use it, these two are never going to get along. That's going to be great. I love that. I always think every wrestler should have one nemesis that they just, like, can't stand throughout their entire career, or like, so that's cool. And I think this is it. I think this is going to be the one, and we should get this at probably Revolution, I would imagine.
That'd be okay. That'd be okay with me.
Because they have the ability to keep them away from each other long enough to stretch it out if they want to and still keep it fresh. It doesn't have to be, Swerve stealing babies every week to keep it going.
I agree.
Because I mean, this show last night didn't have Moxley because he's at Wrestle Kingdom. Didn't have Jericho. Didn't have the Young Bucks. Like, the list is endless of the people they didn't have, and they put on this killer of a show.
Yep. Agreed.
I love it.
Agreed. And that's how the show went. That's how the show went off the air, was them brawling to end the show. I thought it was a very fun, solid Dynamite, first Dynamite of the year.
First solid week so far.
It really has been. It really has been.
Like, I love it. Wrestling seems like it's in such a big place right now where, like, and I said it yesterday on Twitter, just to cap, AEW doesn't need to beat the WWE to be successful. I know that they thought they did early on, but now they're starting to, like, let's just do us. Let's run our race and, like, let's put on these matches and let's get this goodwill of these fans that we had back. Again, I'm not discrediting what you do. I'm not saying you don't go out and sign the CM Punks of the world. Of course you try that. You have to try that. Any company would be crazy not to. Mm-hmm. But obviously it didn't work, and then you tried to Band-Aid a couple of things. I think they're starting to get some good footing and push these young stars. It was a very young, like, this is what we have just at our disposal, and this is none of the main stars. So it was a great showing last night. WWE had a great day one. NXT's New Year's Evil was a good show too, and I fully expect New Year's Revolution tomorrow. SmackDown's going to be a fun time as well.
Yeah, Roman is answering The Rock's
Roman's
comment on Monday.
Yeah, so we got that. Shit, man.
Yeah. Hey, look at the year. The year just started.
And we're already jacked up. And then the Royal Rumble's in a couple weeks. That's going to be big for them.
Sure is.
Hard to Kill's looking like a good card. The wrestling crew everywhere just looks good.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Watch out.
And on that note, what?
Oh, on that note, what?
Well, I was just going to say. We got our last few minutes here before we end this. Anything else that we missed that you wanted to discuss, Pluggo? Anybody in the chat? Did we miss anything? Obviously, I know we haven't seen Wrestle Kingdom, so we didn't talk much about that.
Well, you can feel free to talk about it, highlight it up to let us know if you watched it.
Yeah, I did not. So
I have not yet. Yeah,
I will be watching it through the weekend, clips and pieces, and putting it all together, watching it through the weekend.
Right.
But
and they had, like I said, they had Doc mentioned it earlier. John Moxley was there. Ospreay. Hell, AEW has Will Ospreay signed whenever his commitments are done through, I'm assuming, February. So Jesus, you add that to the mix. That's going to be huge for AEW. Nick Nemeth shows up in Wrestle Kingdom. It looks like him and his brother are going to do some tag work.
Yep, that's cool. Well, it looked like he went after Finley.
He went after Finley as well. Maybe.
Well, Finley kind of shoved him first, and Finley's a champion there, so maybe you never know.
Look, he did just win that championship. I'm trying to think of some of the other crazy stuff that is on the horizon in terms of wrestling.
I mean, we're on the road. Yeah, I mean, we're on the road to WrestleMania. This is where wrestling booms here. The Collective is going to be happening in WrestleMania week. Like, there's.
Yeah, the Collective just announced all their shows.
Yeah, they just announced all their shows. We just got a big announcement about the Toronto Money in the Bank weekend, Elimination Chamber next month in Australia. Like, there's big stuff going on, and this is just the beginning. So, Pluggo, on that note, it's 9:55. We, let the people know
Yeah, man.
Now that we have a few minutes to do it, we don't have to rush or anything like that. Let the people know where they can find you. What else you do on Love Wrestling,
Yeah, don't forget it this week.
and where they can find some more Between Two Beards.
So before I forget it, big one this weekend, 10 a.m. Saturday morning. Blair Pacheco from the Grainmaker Pod and myself for Exposure. We're going to be talking about GCW No Compadre, the Prestige Roseland 7 show that's dropping Friday. We'll probably talk about a couple of those matches. And then, of course, we've got Alex Kane versus Richard Holliday for the MLW World Championship. So we're going to talk about Kings of Coliseum, which is Saturday night for MLW. So don't sleep on our boy Alex Kane. That's going to be tough because I love Richard Holliday too. But that'll be Saturday morning, 10 a.m. for Exposure. We might have some other news dropping there too. You can find me at Pluggo _ on Twitter, at Pluggo Loves Wrestling on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, Threads. You can find at B2Beards on all social media. So Between Two Beards at B2 Beards on all social media platforms. That's easy enough. You look for our faces. We're right there. We've got stuff coming up. You don't know what we're doing next. I mean, JPJ is going to be out of town, so I'm going to have to find me a co-host when he's in Canada. Stay tuned for who that may
It's
or may
going to
not
be I got a feeling it's going to be a pretty big year for us bearded boys over here. So I feel like I'm feeling good about 2024. Some big plans on the horizon with Love Wrestling and B2B and whatever we got going on here. So this is going to be a big year. I will be in Edmonton.
We might even do more.
Well, I think we're going to try to.
In 2024.
I think we're going to try to. Keep posting. Keep your eyes out. Keep your eyes posted, I should say, on our social medias. You can find me at JPJ Loves Gaming on all social media platforms and on Twitch, where we stream video games 4 or 5 times a week over there. You can find me here every Thursday night, 8 p.m. with Pluggo on the flagship show for Love Wrestling, Between Two Beards, and hoping to return this Sunday, but definitely within the next few weeks, firmly AEW. We'll get back after it with my friend Drew Nicholas on Sunday mornings, talking all things AEW. Thank you so much for all the banter and for everybody in the chat tonight.
Getting us that like goal, baby.
Yeah, hit our like goal. We broke some news tonight with a big triple threat match. Let me show that graphic one more time before we get out of here. At the Oil Rumble in just a few weeks on January 21st, a new match that was just announced. Broke news tonight. Thickness Reed Matthews going up against T.Y. Jackson, going up against Son of Irish in a huge triple threat match happening on January 21st in or at the Oil Rumble at Rogers Place. So
hey, that's Royal Rumble week.
That should be very good. Thank you all for hanging out tonight. Thank you for all the comments in the chat. We appreciate all of you. You can find Pluggo and I back here next week, same time, same channel. And until then, guys, you know the drill. Get ready to say hi to Sue.
Her baby's going for a title shot.
Peace out.
Peace out.
Hey there, Pluggo and JPJ. It's Trent's mom, Sue, and I have a bone to pick with you. So, I understand that you guys are being real idiots and spending your entire monthly budget. You've got to be kidding me. This is not the way to be when you're trying to run a business. Your boss, Spencer, is really pissed off at you. I'm pissed off at you. You have some nerve. Get a grip. You have to control yourself. You can't just go out and spend all the money that you're making, you Two Beards guys. Oh no, this is coming out so stupid. Anyway, behave yourselves, or I'm going to cut you off from watching AEW. You're no longer going to get to know, be able to meet my son. What? Oh, or me. I'm sorry, this is like, I don't know. Anyway, thanks so much for being fans. Watch yourselves. not going